is your Broncos and Bo Nix. They are a win away from the playoffs. They're huge favorites against the Chiefs' third team this week. However, they could have gotten it done against the Bengals. Nix threw a touchdown pass to pull within a point late in the fourth quarter. I think there was like 7 seconds left.
Yep.
Bo Nix threw up the two fingers. We're going for two. We're going for two. Sean Payton said, So here's Payton talking about that decision.
You go through it all the time, relative to what the call would have been based on the outcome. You always second guess. You always do that as a head coach. And so I trusted my gut at the moment. But, yeah, I think it's normal to do that.
There's the old theory that on the road, you go for the win. Isn't that the theory?
He also had the whole, if we tie the game, we get to the playoffs.
Well, here was my take. I thought about this. I would have kicked the PAT. My take was, I have the better roster. I'll play extra football. The better roster will win over time.
You think Denver's got a better roster than Cincinnati?
Not even close. Cincinnati's got the worst defense in the league. I mean, first of all, timeout. O-line, Denver's top 7. D-line, not close. But outside of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, what does Cincinnati have?
But like we saw with the Washington Atlanta game, if the other team wins a coin toss and they have a great quarterback, you're screwed. They're going to go down and score. That's just how it works. Now, obviously, this one didn't work out for them, but I'm going against Burrow.
If I have the better roster and a competent quarterback, I'll play another 10 minutes. The more plays a game has, the better team eventually wins. That's my take. If I have an inferior roster and my defense has been on the field and I got lucky and tied the game in a Hail Mary, I'm going for 2.
I thought that was kind of a lucky touchdown.
Well, it was, but I thought they played a good competitive game. There were times in that game I thought Denver was going to pull away. I mean, let's be honest.
Listen, it's easy to play armchair quarterback and say, oh, you got to go for 2.
That's right.
In the moment, you don't have a lot of time. You've got maybe 20 seconds on the sideline, maybe less than that, right, to decide after the touchdown, what do we do? What's the play? There's a lot happening. That's a tough thing it's easy for us to just sit up here and bash Payton or say, nice job, but that's really tough in the moment. Yeah, I know you've done a lot of coaching in your life.
Yeah,
right?
A lot, yeah.
All right. There's absolutely 100% zero reason to bash Sean Payton for that. Absolutely, positively no. I think it makes sense to kick the extra point, the way how that game was unfolding and all of that. I mean, you have a rookie quarterback on the road. There's a lot going on, and I appreciate that Bo Nix wanted to go for it. I do. I love that. But I just think because a tie also gets them in the playoffs as an extra way to win, you have a few different ways to win, right? You have the tie. Boom. That's great. That's number 1. Number 2, you get the ball first and kick and score a touchdown. Game over. And, now I'm talking about in overtime. Or you stop Cincinnati from scoring a touchdown, and either they kick a field goal or miss it, and then all you do now is they either kick a field goal or you and make it, or you stop them and they punt, and then all you need now is a field goal to, again, depending on the situation, either win the game or touchdown to also win it. And so there's so many more ways that the Broncos essentially can win in overtime because of the circumstance. I mean, they're even in a situation where there's 3 minutes to go in overtime, and now they have the ball, and the Bengals just kicked a field goal, so now they're up 3. But again, the way how it could have potentially unfolded, all the Broncos now need to do is kick a last-minute field goal just to tie the game up. You know what I'm saying? There's just different ways that this could have unfolded. So that's why there's just extra ways that the Broncos come away with this on top. And so to put it all on just a single 2-point conversion, I just think that's unnecessary. Now, I wouldn't say, and I talked about this a little bit, I wouldn't say that throw and that touchdown was luck. It was fortunate. It was luck in the way that you always need a little bit of luck for a play like that, but it wasn't luck in terms of it was a fluke, it was a Hail Mary. You still needed high-level ball there, right? You still needed to execute. The fact that Bo Nix was able, flush out of the pocket on the run, had to make that throw, had to make that accurate throw. He didn't just launch it up to the end zone, and it was just I got to throw the ball because, of course, I got to throw it, and now whoever catches it's going to catch it. he threw it to his target. He had to make the throw. Like, it was a lot more high-level ball. Again, was there some luck involved? There was luck involved in the sense that it was a lower percentage throw. And so it was luck in the sense that we got to, if you want to talk about a whole, multiverse type situation, we got to live in the world where we saw that catch was made rather than when it wasn't. But, so again, like because that play probably has like a 20% chance of coming through, maybe even less. And it doesn't mean that it's impossible. And so we were just fortunate enough to watch where, like, yep, that was one of the times that it actually worked. And so, it just is what it is. So I just wouldn't put it in the terms of just like, that was luck. No. Luck, again, is just scrambling around in circles and just launching it to the end zone, hoping for the best, and everyone just kind of makes a mad dash to kind of catch it. That's not what happened there. So you got to give some credit where credit is due. But yeah, I agree with Sean Payton. I mean, you will always second guess no matter what you do. When you're in that situation, anytime you have decisions to be made, there's just endless opportunities and endless chances to second guess yourself. And that's why you really do need to figure out, you investigate in a situation like this. If you're Sean Payton, you're going to look back and you're going to say, was this the right decision? Yes or no. If it was the wrong decision, you kind of look at it, figure it out why it was the wrong decision, then you move on. And if it was the right decision, you reach that conclusion, no, this was the right decision. I know we lost, but this was the right decision because of X, Y, and Z, et cetera, et cetera. Great, move on. Like, you got to unpack it, you got to investigate it, you got to learn from it, and then you move on. And it just is what it is, honestly. So, J-Mac said that the Denver Broncos are favored big, going up against a bunch of the backups versus the Chiefs. I think that'll actually be a sneaky, interesting game, just because I don't know what type of energy the Chiefs are going to bring, and I do think Carson Wentz, I assume it's going to be Carson Wentz will be starting, and I think Carson Wentz is actually a good quarterback, truly. And again, I don't know how this game will necessarily unfold or how the Chiefs will go about it, but like if I'm the Broncos, I'm not just kind of assuming, oh yeah, because the Chiefs, even with their backups, want to be spoilers. And you have a player like a Carson Wentz who wants to let everyone know, yo, I'm still a legitimate quarterback, y'all. He sees what happened to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold got to play in a meaningless game against, I think it was against Carson Wentz. I think it was the 49ers against the Rams. And that directly led to like a legitimate contract. Obviously it wasn't a $60 million contract, but it was like, what, 10, 15 million, whatever the final number was for Sam Darnold with the Vikings. It was a legitimate contract. And then he got to play. Now Sam Darnold's back. He is back to being a legitimate, undeniable starting quarterback in the NFL. And is in the MVP conversation, has legitimate Super Bowl aspirations. So Carson Wentz is going to bring it. And he's going to be with Andy Reid, the best coach he would have ever had in his entire existence as a football player. So do not think that this game is going to be just some easy walk in the park game. Because I do not believe that will be the case. I do not believe that. And it's going to be fascinating to see. And do not be shocked for Carson Wentz to be able to sling it. And to have Carson Wentz play high-level football with Andy Reid in his ear. That is no joke. Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate. Should have won the MVP. I know he got injured. He should have won the MVP. I don't care. And he is directly the reason why the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl in the first place. He led that team essentially to the 80-yard line. He got injured, and they took care of the rest. So make no mistake about it. People don't like Carson. They don't like his personality. For whatever reason, he's not a locker room guy, and so he's used as a scapegoat. But the guy can play, so Broncos, do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate it. So I'm actually excited for this game. I really am, because I think it'll be more competitive than meets the eye. As well as, the Broncos are going to want to get after it. And so I'm going to be really interested to see kind of what type of energy the Broncos bring, how they get after it, and if they're can reach a point where they can kind of really even build off of this loss with the Bengals and really kind of try to build some momentum going into the playoffs. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? about the Denver Broncos, about not going for it on two, not going for two, for the extra, instead of kicking the field goal and going to overtime. The extra point. I'm all over the place right now. And how do you feel about the Broncos versus the Chiefs? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.